Bobby Darin is one of the most fascinating, diverse talents ever to emerge under the heading of pop music or rock and roll. He became Bobby Darin in 1956. He was born Walden Robert Casotto in May 1936. He died at age 37 in December 1973. During his short life, he made hundreds of records, several movies, and wrote a lot of songs. His achievements represent one of the most productive of all pop music careers. He was born in the Bronx in New York City and raised there by his mother Polly and her husband Sam. When he was 8, he was diagnosed as having rheumatic fever. It infected his heart and gave him problems with its valves. This created the heart condition that would plague him throughout his life. The fact that he always knew he would die young was a source of energy and determination for Darin. The combination of his mortality and his poor background was fuel to the fire for him, as we'll hear. He was a bright boy at school, which if anything increased his isolation, as he became the poor boy at a smart school, which of course didn't endear him to either party. He got interested in music at an early age and learned to play the piano, drums and guitar.
It's funny, my mom was a musician and an entertainer, in fact, way back. Turn of the century kind of style. And I think I was always influenced by her without her ever saying to me, why don't you go into the business or why don't you do something musical? It was just a natural family type of atmosphere that hung out in the air,
Someone else who grew up in the Bronx with a similar ethnic background some years later was music broadcaster Paul Gambaccini.
I was born in the Bronx, and so was Bobby Darin. That's probably the last similarity we have between us, except that I liked his records. And I also recognized in him the need to break out. When he was a young man in the Bronx, he would have been hearing the doo-wop groups. Quartets did actually stand outside and sing. There was no instrumental virtuosity in this, by definition. And so Bobby never became an instrumental virtuoso in the way that some of the singers of the 60s did. But he would have definitely been introduced to rhythm and blues on the street.
The wheel of fortune.
Before long, he needed a stage name. The story goes one night in Manhattan, he saw a neon sign for a Chinese restaurant called the Mandarin, with the lights of MAN out, leaving the word Darin. In 1955, he met a young songwriter, Don Kirshner, who would subsequently be very influential in setting up the song factory on New York's Broadway, known as the Brill Building.
Our idols at the time were most of the black artists. Fats Domino, Ray Charles, Little Richard. And the problem Bobby was having, career-wise, was that every time he sang a song, he would sing either like Pat Boone or Little Richard or Fats Domino and had no identification or style of his own. And then with the abundance of talent he had, he made a career for himself. But our idols and the people that we looked to musically were the Ray Charleses and Dominoes and all the people that are really happening again today for a new generation of people. And it was really the white people following the soul people. And with the combination of what we felt Bobby may add to it, as a white performer, he could be a white Ray Charles. Well, really, the main plan was to struggle as everybody does for the hit. And Bobby would write some songs, and then we'd determine which one would be the right song to put out.
They began writing songs together, and one of their first attempts was recorded by Connie Francis, My First Real Love.
'Twas my first real love, but my heart knew then I'd never have a love again like my first real love. Just a teenage dream. but it seems so real. I know I'll never ever feel like my first real love. You'll forget, wait and see. That's what people said to me, but they don't know how it haunts my memory. Just a teenage heart, but its love was strong. Now I know that there was nothing wrong with my first real love.
Connie Francis, like Darin, came from an American-Italian family. They formed a liaison for a while, but it was broken up by Connie's father. Her manager, George Sheck, got Darin a recording contract with Decca Records. The first release was a version of Rock Island Line.
Now this here's a story about the Rock Island Line. The Rock Island Line, she runs down into New Orleans. And just outside of New Orleans, there's a big old toll gate. And all the trains that go through the toll gate, well, they got to pay the man some money. But of course, if you got certain things on board, you okay. You don't have to pay the man nothing. And just now we see a train. She's coming down the line. When she come up near the toll gate, while the driver, he shout down to the man, I got pigs, I got horses, I got cows, I got sheep, I got old livestock, I got old livestock, I got old livestock. And the man says, well, you all right, boy? Just get on through. Don't have to pay me nothing. And the train go through. And when he go through the toll gate, well, the train get up a little bit of steam and a little bit of speed. The driver thinks he's safely on the other side. He shout back down the line to the man. He said, I fooled you, I fooled you. I got the pig iron, I got the pig iron, I got the old pig iron. Now I'll tell you where I'm going, boy. On the Rock Island Line, it's a very good road. Rock Island Line, it's the road to ride. Rock Island Line, it's a mighty good road. And if you want to ride it, gotta ride it like you find it. Get your ticket at the station for the Rock Island Line. But I may be right and I may be wrong. You know you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. The Rock Island Line, it's a very good road. Oh, the Rock Island Line, it's the road to ride. Rock Island Line, it's a mighty good road. And if you want to ride it, gotta ride it like you find it. Get your ticket at the station for the Rock Island Line. Hallelujah, I'm saved from sin. Well, the good Lord's coming for to see me again. On the Rock Island Line, it's a very good road. Rock Island Line, it's the road to ride. Rock Island Line, it's a mighty good road. If you want to ride it, gotta ride it like you find it. Get your ticket at the station for the Rock Island Line.
On the road in May 1957, Darin paid for a recording session in Nashville and attracted the attention of Atlantic Records. This was an unusual step for a label which had since its formation been devoted to black rhythm and blues artists. Here's Nesoi Ertegun of Atlantic Records.
I can't remember the exact year, but I would say it was around 56 or so, when a very kind of ambitious, brash, I don't want to say impertinent, but really a very kind of a strong character walked in. He was totally unknown. It was Bobby Darin himself. A lot of people think that Bobby changed with success. Bobby is Bobby. You may like him or not. I happen to like him very much. But he was exactly the same character when he was totally unknown with $5 in his pocket as when he was the biggest star in America 3-4 years later. So he didn't change at all. He was convinced he was going to make it. He knew he was great. He came in, he just walked off the street. He came in, played some songs and made like a demo session or something. Was signed to a contract. His first couple of records were not at all successful. And there was even some talk that we might drop his option, not pick up his option when time came. And he was produced by somebody else in the beginning. Then Ahmed said, I'd like to try one session with him, and then we'll decide whether we'll keep him or not. And they went in the old Atlantic studio, which was on 56th Street, before the studio we have now. And he made a side called Splish Splash.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath, long about a Saturday night. Yeah, rubbed up, just relaxing in the tub, thinking everything was alright. Well, I stepped out the tub, put my feet on the floor, I wrapped the towel around me and I opened the door, and in a splish splash, I jumped back in the bath. Well, how was I to know there was a party going on? There was a splishing and a splash, reeling with the feeling, moving and a grooving, rocking and a rolling. Yeah! Bing bang, I saw the whole gang dancing on my living room rug. Yeah, flip flops, they were doing the bop. All the teens had the dancing bug. There was Lollipop with a Peggy Sue. Good to golly, Miss Molly was even there too. Well, splish splash, I forgot about the bath. I went and put my dancing shoes on. Yeah, I was a rolling and a jolting, reeling with the feel, moving and a grooving, splishing and a splashing.
Here's Dion DiMucci.
My first tour was with Bobby Darin, and we were together for 6 weeks. It was 3 weeks, then we had a week off and another 3 weeks, and we got close. He had just come from the Army physical. He was late for the tour, and he said they were checking me out. He says, I had rheumatic fever when I was a kid. And he started telling us that he doesn't expect to make it through his 20s. So he says, boys, he told us right out, I got a lot to do in a short period of time, and I'm going to accomplish it. And he just laid it out just like that. He was very out front, a very positive guy, a hard worker, no drugs, no drinking. The guy was just straight ahead. He knew what he wanted, and he went for it. Bobby Darin sang rock and roll. He was a rhythm singer. He sang, Queen of the Hop.
Well, you can talk about your Julie and your Peggy Sue. You can keep your Miss Molly and your Mary Lou. But when it comes to the chicken or the doing the bop, I got a girl they call the Queen of the Hop. Well, I love my queen. Do you know who I mean? Sweet little 16. Yes, that's my queen. Well, she wears short shorts and a rock and roll shoes. You ought to see her dance to the Yellow Dog Blues. She's my sugar time baby, I'm a lollipop. And everybody knows I love my Queen of the Hop. Well, I love my queen. Do you know who I mean? Sweet little 16. Yes, that's my queen. Well, she tunes in the bandstand every day to watch the kids a dancing across the USA. She don't care about a thing except in rock and roll. My baby drives me crazy when she does the stroll. Yeah, yeah.
It's often forgotten how much Darin had to do with rock and roll as both a performer and a songwriter. His early successes with the songs were via recordings by other artists, including 2 by Buddy Holly.
Early in the Morning and Now We're One, he wrote for Buddy Holly, and I think that was the first time I was aware of Darin not just being a pop singer. I mean, quite a few pop singers wrote some of their material, but very few wrote for other people at that early stage of their careers, and that was really a big clue that he was exceptional.
Sir Tim Rice.
One of the things that was amazing about Bobby Darin was that when he was still virtually in short trousers and just starting out as a rock and roll star, a very distinguished blues singer, a long-established, more mature artist such as Ruth Brown would cover a song written by Bobby such as This Little Girl's Gone A-Rocking.
Not only was that a good song, a good tune, it did great things for me, but it also cemented a relationship between Bobby Darin and myself. We became friends.
I wrote my mom a letter, and this is what I said.
Well, I washed all the dishes and I did a lot more. I even bought the dinner at the grocery store. And now, Mom, you're buying the key next door. This little girl's gonna rock it. I left some biscuits for the pup. I put fresh water in his cup. And now I'm off, I'm gonna live it up. This little girl's gonna rock it. Well, I'll be home about 12 tonight. And not a minute later. Don't forget the front door light. But that's all for now. I'll see you later, mater. You'll find each thing that you wanted done. I'm off to meet that special one. And boy, oh boy, will we have fun. 'Cause this little girl's gonna rock it. I'll be home about 12 tonight, and not a minute later. Now don't you forget that front door light. That's all for now. I'll see you later, mater. You'll find each thing that you wanted done. I'm off to meet that special one. Boy, oh boy, will we have fun. 'Cause this little girl's gonna rock it. Yeah, this little girl's gonna rock it. Oh, this little girl's gonna rock it.
I'm Mark Lamarr, and you're listening to the Bobby Darin Story on Radio 2.
I started as a songwriter. I dabbled in songwriting as a hobby, really. And the songwriting became lucrative because I was fortunate enough to do some radio commercials, which put me in some money, which enabled me to make demo records of commercial songs that I'd written. And the net result of that was getting lucky with my own records, Splish Splash and Dream Lover.
Dream Lover, take 5. Every night I hope and pray a dream lover will come my way, a girl to hold in my arms and know the magic of her charms. 'Cause I need a girl to call my own. I want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Dream lover, where are you? With a love oh so true, and the hand that I can hold and feel you near as I grow old. 'Cause I need a girl to call my own. I want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Every night I hope and pray a dream lover will come my way, a girl to hold in my arms and know the magic of her charms. 'Cause I want a girl to call my own. I want a dream lover so
Darin had taken the favourite Brill-building chord sequence of C, A minor, F and G, and as he said, stretched it out and liked the space he felt in there. No sooner had Dream Lover begun to be a major success all over the world than Darin was working on something else entirely. In autumn 1959, Bobby Darin realised an ambition and made a record that changed his career and arguably changed the perception of pop music. He'd seen the Threepenny Opera and decided he'd like to record one of the songs. The result was the outstanding track on the That's All album, Mac the Knife. Producer and recording engineer Tom Dowd.
He was getting impatient. He was an impetuous young man, but a dynamic force. And he said, damn it all, I want to make one more record, and I know I can do it, and this and that. And Ahmed said, you're right, and blah, 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 blah. And it was all hard words, but not hard words in animosity, but hard words in like, we're going to do it, right? Then you had, you know, that succession of hits. We had like 4 records that were those teeny bopper type rock and roll nanny records. And Bobby Darin said, now I want to do an album like this. And Ahmed said, man, you know, that's not where you're at, and so forth. And Bobby said, it's my money, I've earned it, I'm going to do the album. And that's when we went in and did Mac the Knife. And that was another career then. That was a whole other world.
Oh, the shark, babe, has such teeth, dear, and it shows them pearly white. Just a jackknife has old Maggie Heath, babe, and it keeps it out of sight. You know when that shark bites with his teeth, babe, scarlet billows start to spread. Fancy gloves, though, wears old Maggie Heath, babe, so there's never a trace of red. Now on the sidewalk, ooh, Sunday morning, lies a body just oozing life. And someone sneaking round the corner. Could that someone be Mac the Knife? There's a tugboat down by the river, don't you know, where a cement bag's just drooping on down. Oh, that cement is just, it's there for the weight to dare. 5 will get you 10 old Mackies back in town. Don't you hear about Louis Miller? He disappeared, babe, after drawing out all his hard-earned cash. And now Maggie Heath spins just like a sailor. Could it be our boy's done something rash? Jenny Diver, yes, Sugie Tawdry, ooh, Miss Lottie Lenya, and old Lucy Brown. Oh, the line forms on the right, babe. Now that Maggie's back in town, I said, Jenny Diver, whoa, Sugie Tawdry, look out to Miss Lottie Lenya and old Lucy Brown. Yes, that line forms on the right, babe. Not that Maggie's back in town. Look out, old Maggie is back.
This is Mark Lamarr and the Bobby Darin Story on Radio 2. The researchers were Grant Campbell and Mark Hutton. The script consultant was David Kane. And the programme was compiled and produced by Robert Noakes of Neon Productions. Join me next week when we'll look at Darin's tuxedo years, when he was one of the hottest tickets in Las Vegas. He also started to make movies and met his future wife, Sandra Dee.